The newest numbers out today show nearly 20 million people are still unemployed. Alicia Nieves looks at a push to bring jobs back to the U.S., but shows us why a job overseas won't necessarily equal a job here in the States.
Since the start of his presidency, President Trump has talked about getting manufacturing companies to come back to the U.S., or reshoring. And now, with unemployment at a historic high, another 1.5 million people filing jobless claims last week, and still 19.5 million continued claims or people unemployed, the idea of reshoring is being revisited by Congress, with some on the Hill proposing reshoring incentives for companies in the next stimulus package.
There are a lot of potential ways that the administration and Congress could come up with tax subsidies, with tax breaks for companies that produce here.
Ed Yardeni is an economist and the president of Yardeni Research. While he believes there could be some jobs created by companies reshoring in the U.S., it's hard to say just how many.
Clearly, bringing back jobs would be great, but I don't think we're going back to the 70s and 80s where manufacturing had a lot more people employed.
That's partly because many companies that would consider reshoring would also consider using artificial intelligence in their production plants.
I would think that if you're reshoring and bring production back to the U.S., you're going to use state-of-the-art technology to do that. So I'm not sure that it's going to be a huge win-win in terms of jobs.
Experts believe companies that would most likely consider reshoring would be those in the pharmaceutical and technology sectors. Their reasons for making the move is less likely for job creation and more because of national security concerns.
There's just some things that are kind of inevitable. I think inevitably we are going to be producing more drugs here, and we're going to be much more circumspect about sharing technological innovations that we've come up with.
Either way, experts say to get more jobs out of reshoring, we may have to go a step beyond just incentivizing companies to come here.
Maybe what we need is to combine reshoring with really focusing on re-educating a lot of the labor force so that they can go one notch. They can manage the robots, they can build the robots, they can program the robots, as opposed to doing the jobs that the robots are doing.
I'm Alicia Nieves reporting.